We about to segue into some UFC.
Yeah, so after this fantasy draft, which yours truly will hopefully win, we have big UFC card on Saturday night that me and the specialist over here, the late night and UFC specialist.
Who's Cuck Schultwalter?
That's Murray.
That's young
Inside
Murray.
joke with me and Murray.
That's young
and
Murray.
me, Murray T-Back, inside joke from coaching.
That is Murray.
But so for this UFC card, hashtag 278, hashtag Usman versus Edwards 2. Stats card, in my opinion. Are we just doing main card, or we want to do all prelims, or what's the word here?
I got all the prelims. Some names, like first bout.
Where should I go for info? Do I go UFC or do I go ESPN?
Do Tapology.
UFC.
Okay, hold on.
Look
UFC,
up
man.
Tapology.
UFC.
Tapology, UFC 278.
UFC.
And then I'll show you the whole card. It might show you the odds too on there.
I got the odds all here. I mean,
I'm a UFC rookie. I mean, I've watched it, but I don't follow it.
I got everything.
We got everything we need.
I can be the correspondent for all the newbies
Look
out
it up.
there.
Look it up, Larry.
Usman going? Is he the main event?
He's the main event.
He is main
We'll
event.
get there. We'll get there.
Title fight. We'll get there. We're gonna start in bout one. Early prelims. First fight of the night. We have two dudes. One
Young guys in the game.
So it's going to be at flyweight, 125. Victor Altamirano, minus 190. He's 0-1 UFC. Minus 190 favorite. Versus Daniel Da Silva, plus 160. He is 0-2 in UFC. The total's at 2.5 rounds. And a little bit about each fighter. So I don't know either of these guys. I just looked them up. Watched some of their fights. Daniel Da Silva, fast starter. Does anybody know who the Alpha Ginger is? You remember him?
Alpha Ginger.
Sick nickname.
Sick nickname.
He was it kind of reminded me of the way they start. He just flies at you the first 5 minutes of the first round, basically.
McGregor-like?
No, like reckless abandonment. That's why he's 0-2. He was, like, first fight, he was going for crazy submissions, gassed himself out, got knocked down in the second round. Then he fought Figgy's little brother. Is it little brother or older brother? I don't know.
I don't know. He's also on the card tonight.
Look it up, Larry.
Or on Saturday.
Look up the Figueiredo
See a
brothers.
fact check on that.
He looked younger from his face.
What's his name?
Just look up Figueiredo.
So anyways, Figueiredo, Daniel Da Silva gets on top of him, wrestles around, blah, 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 blah. And then he gets caught in the knee bar and submitted. So, real quick, since nobody really knows these guys that well, except for the UFC Super Hardos, I didn't have a pick either way just because my mic on? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there you go.
It's on.
I didn't have a pick on either guy. I took under 2.5, minus 160, just because Da Silva likes to start fast.
I like
So
it.
he's either going to finish him fast,
The
or he's
aggression.
going to finish himself fast, if you know what I mean.
It's going to end fast.
It's going to end fast, yeah. All right, next up.
That's his nickname is Sniper.
Yes, his nickname is Sniper.
It's kind of smooth.
Sniper.
Well, speaking of good nicknames, good segue right there. Next up is a dude from China. His name is Aori Qilang. Sorry for mispronouncing that. And his nickname is the Mongolian Murderer.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Give it up for that.
Give it up for that.
I love that.
I have seen this dude fight once before.
He's a veteran, dude, huh?
He's 1-2 in the UFC.
31 fights?
Yes, he's big in the China scene earlier, but he's 1-2 in the UFC right now. He's a minus 170 favorite against Jay Perrin, who's a plus 145 underdog, and he's 0-1.
Yeah, dog.
Jay Perrin
Okay.
looked bad in his fight, in his only UFC fight that I watched.
Okay.
The Mongolian Murderer fought Jeff Molina. Do you guys know who Jeff Molina is?
No.
He's a decent little 135er. Fought well against him, but lost. But just because he looked better in those fights and he looked like the more complete fighter, my pick is going to be Aori Qilang, the Mongolian Murderer.
Murderer.
Love that. How can
Minus
you not-
170.
Does he got the speed on his side? Who's faster?
They're 135, so they're both pretty fast.
Yeah, they're baby bodies, so they're sharp. They're not powerful.
They're quick. No, but Ari's got some power. They don't call him a
he's got
Mongolian murderer.
He got
nothing.
pop? He got
Yeah.
pop like that?
All right. About 3. Another little guy fight at 125. You got Amir the Prince Albazi.
Flyweights.
Minus 470. He's 2-0 in the UFC versus Francisco the Sniper Figueiredo, which is Figgy's.
Sniper.
Did we figure it off? He's a little older brother.
3 years younger.
3 years
Okay.
younger.
Younger bro.
Shout out Figueiredo, dude.
Yeah,
Shout
so-
out Big Al.
Albazi minus 470. Figueiredo plus 330.
Is Figgy 135 champ or 125 champ?
125.
Hey yo,
So he's defending.
imagine.
We're talking about his older brother.
Okay.
His older brother is like a champ level, very good fighter.
Gotcha.
His little brother, not so much, which is why I'm taking Albazi minus 400.
What if
10.
Figgy's little brother becomes a dog? Do you think they would ever fight each
Long
other for
shot.
the belt?
No, he would never fight his brother.
Ooh,
We'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
I've
Randy
seen
wants to
it.
see some family beef.
Well, no, because we've talked about this before,
Some
but it's
brotherly
like
beef.
I've heard UFC fighters talk about like fighting their like gym mates and their friends,
Yeah,
and I can only imagine if you wanted to fight your brother,
yeah.
is that you don't
Probably won't
have
happen.
you
Just-
don't have that when you're in a fight. You know what I mean? It's
I get it. I
it's
get it.
it's dangerous.
Just a
flip.
question.
It's-
Just a question. I get
dangerous.
it. I get
Flip
it.
the switch.
So I mean, do
I
you
get it,
want
I
to
get
deliver
it.
the punch that kills your brother?
I get it.
Yeah, it's
Hell
a
no.
matter of life and death in there.
Yes.
I get it. I
Killed
get
or
it.
be
So
killed.
I'm not trying to fight my brother and kill him
I'm with you. I'm
in a
with you.
fight.
I'm with you.
So that's why I don't think they will. But
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know, man.
All right. So who we got next, Merc?
I got a question about this next fight. Is AJ Fletcher fighting up in a weight class this Saturday? He's fighting at welterweight.
Their fight's at
It is
170.
170, yeah.
He does fight at 170? I
Yep.
thought he fought at 155. I don't know
Okay.
why.
He only has one
Okay.
career UFC
I
fight.
thought he fought. Didn't he
He's
fight?
9-1.
I thought he fought him and oh my god, Terrence McKinney. I thought him and Terrence McKinney had a
Sean Woodson, who's on later in the card, fought Terrence McKinney. I don't know if you're thinking of him.
no. I thought AJ Fletcher fought McKinney, and it was a crazy. McKinney almost had him. He fought him on short notice.
Drew Dober, you talking about?
Ah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, I
They
think
look
you're talking about
alike.
Drew
They
Dober.
look alike. They look alike.
Cadoba.
They're just white.
Cadoba.
Yes. Drew Dober is who I think you're talking about.
That is what I'm talking about.
Yes. But anyway, so that fight, AJ Fletcher, kind of a big prospect, fought in a contender series, had a flying knee knockout, but then he lost in his first fight. Who's that to again? Oh yeah, Matthew Smellersberger, who's a solid fighter, and Fletcher was the underdog in that fight and lost, but he put up a good fight. First round, he took him down, controlled the whole first round. I actually rewatched it today. The live odds after the first round were like minus 300 for AJ Fletcher, and then Smellersberger just turned it on the last 2 rounds. So he's a solid fighter, but the dude, he's minus 150 against Ange, the last ninja, Losa,
The
plus
last
130.
Ninja.
hailing
like
from
that.
the
I like
Democratic Republic of the Congo, fighting out of Switzerland.
He a dog.
Do-
Plus 130.
He's big body. He's
do we
big
want
body.
to throw out there any ideas of how the fight's going to end?
We will for the main
yes.
card. We will for the main card.
Submissions,
Not right
maybe?
now.
You think it'll
Well,
go all the way?
So with this fight here, I'm taking Fletcher minus 150. The props aren't out yet, but I would like him by decision.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know what the odds are going to be for that. They didn't have them up when I was looking at them today. But I think this is, if we're going to give sleeper fights for the card, this is my sleeper fight. I think this is going to be some fireworks.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So we got a female fight next.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
female fight. We got former big-time prospect, Miranda Maverick. Still kind of a big-time prospect. She's minus 520. Huge favorite against Shayna, or maybe it's called Shanna, the Shanimal Young.
The Shanimal.
Sick nickname. I'm always a fan of fighters who have good nicknames.
I
The
agree.
Shanimal, I think, is a good
That's
nickname.
fire.
Yes.
Plus 410. Miranda Maverick. Usually in the women's fights, when somebody's minus 500, they will usually win.
It's a lock.
Yes. Shayna didn't have many finishes, so I'm not worried about some crazy
How
finish.
about Miranda? A lot of finishes or no?
Yeah, she's got finishes. So I put for my pick Miranda minus 520, but I'm not going to bet it
Okay.
just because that's a lot of.
yeah.
I know what I mean. That's too
Not
much
a lot of
money.
bang
tough,
for your
that's
buck
tough.
there.
Not a lot of bang for your
Not
buck.
a lot of bang
and I
for
don't
your
feel
buck.
comfortable taking Shayna at plus 410. So I'm just staying away from that fight.
I like it. I like it.
Now we might begin to some of the guys you might know. Sean the Sniper Woodson. We have two people called the
snipers.
snipers.
Two
Yep. So we're gonna see who the better sniper is.
Was that the one you were saying that fought McKinney?
He fought
Did he hit him with a flying knee?
clean flying knee, clean. Kind of started the trend, not in the UFC, but in the Contender Series. He hit a clean flying knee, and then there was like 4 dudes after him in the following year that hit flying knees, and they don't like Contender Series, including AJ Fletcher.
Love those flying knees.
What are the odds looking like?
Who does it? He's a pretty big favorite, minus 320.
Okay.
He's 3-1 in the UFC. He's fighting Luis Saldana, I don't know, plus 265. He's 2-1 in the UFC. So I watched Deshaun Woodson loss, his only loss. And he was winning the whole fight, 2 rounds. And it was against Julian Erosa, who took the fight on, I think, 8 days' notice. How do you guys feel about fighters taking fights in quick notice?
It's tough.
It is tough.
So let's say
changes your whole game plan.
Exactly.
I almost think the fighter that's coming in on short notice has the better advantage because they already know they're coming in like I got to be a chicken with my head cut off right now. You know what I'm saying?
So I agree
point.
that way.
I see what you're saying.
I think it is tough, especially if you're Woodson, who's like probably minus 400.
You have to strategize.
He was a minus 400 in that fight against Julian Erosa, minus 400 favorite, and he's fighting a guy in 8 days notice. I watched the fight. Woodson was crushing him first 2 rounds. Erosa ate everything. Started gassed out a little bit in the 3rd round. But Woodson knocked him down in the 3rd round. Got back up, finished him.
Wow.
Caught him in a choke.
That's tough.
I would say too,
respect.
like, imagine you've been in camp for like a month and a half, 2 months, just focus on one guy. You got a game plan going, and then a week before
Forget
the fight,
all that.
psych.
Forget
Psych.
all
Yeah,
that.
psych. Throw that all out the window. You're fighting someone else now. Have fun.
Especially, I mean, if you're fighting like in the
It is tough though.
the Hooker Islam fight, like you're going against a great wrestler, and then all of a sudden you're fighting a striker. Shit like that
Is that his
happens.
nickname, the Hooker?
No, his last name is
That's
Hooker.
a good one.
I don't know.
Dan.
No,
Hooker.
Dan. His nickname, another good nickname, the Hangman.
All right.
Hangman Hooker.
That's a good nickname.
It looks like we got another female fight.
Don't
I
skip
like the
over the
fem-
pick though.
The last time I was
Oh, I thought you were
watching
picked.
UFC, there was some great female fights. I just like when they just go all out, and they're just throwing haymakers.
Yes.
I just like to see some.
I
some
feel like a
women go
majority
at
of
it.
female fights are kind of tough
Daddy
to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Daddy chill.
Well, it's the female fights, and it's like the 125, 135s are very similar, where it's a lot of output. Well, not always a lot of output, but they can throw a lot of output, but they don't really have the
They don't
knockout
drop
power,
anybody. Yeah.
which is fine. I mean,
It's
but you
fine.
watch the top 5 in the 125s, they can finish. You watch the top 5 and the female fighters, most of them can get finishes.
All I know is I can't watch
Facts.
Doug Rose stare at somebody again and not throw anything. Like total
How
like
about
30
that?
punches were thrown that entire fight.
How about that head kick knockout though, Sway Lee?
Oh.
Yeah. That was in the pandemic. That's in the
That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Up and
One day she throws 3
Shadow
punches.
Kendrick.
Still happen, bro.
It can happen.
Yeah, so
Anyway, so I'm gonna take the over in that fight just because I think Woodson doesn't really have that crazy knockout power unless he lands a flying knee.
yeah.
But he throws a lot of punches like Colby Covington, where it's just in Max Holloway, where they're throwing them just to hit you, not really to knock you out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good strategy, honestly. Bout 7, another women's fight. Lucy Pudilova, minus 130. She is 2-5 in the UFC. However, this is her second stint in the UFC. So she fought to a disappointing 2-5. She was like a pretty big prospect back in 2017 or 2020. Got cut from the UFC. This is her first fight back. She's fighting Wu Mulan Yanan, who is from China, which makes the Mulan nickname kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
a crazy.
It is.
Plus 110.
Mulan, yeah, nah.
Yes.
Let's go.
So Yanan's plus 110, 1-3 record in the UFC. Both these fighters pretty disappointing. I thought Yanan was gonna be good. I've been on her a few times. She has not treated me well. But I'm gonna dip right back into that Honeywell, and I'm gonna take Yanan plus 110 for my pick.
Let's go.
About 8 at 155, which is what?
Lightweight,
Nope.
Bantam.
155.
Bantam.
Middleweight.
Lightweight. 155. Yeah.
Yeah, 155 lightweight.
All right. Lightweight. Jared Flash Gordon.
Flash.
Fire.
Great
Fire.
nickname.
That's a good
I
one.
almost feel like he took it from Flash Gordon himself.
Oh wow.
So that's why I don't like it as much, but
Yeah.
still a good nickname against Leonardo, not Dos Santos, just Santos.
Shout out Josh Gordon.
Shout out Josh
Shout out
Gordon.
Josh Gordon.
Hashtag
Shout out
Josh Gordon.
free him.
That boy.
Should be in the NFL.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Former Pat too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Santos is 7-2-1. The one's 1 draw. Flash Gordon is 6-4. He's minus 265. Flash Gordon is. Santos is plus 225. The total is 2.5 rounds. Over is minus 165. Under is plus 125. It's 2 vets going at it. Both of these guys have had plenty of fights in UFC, 9 and 10 each. Santos, an active fighter, started in 2013 in the UFC, and he still only has 10 fights.
Slow worker.
Which is fine. I don't really have a thing either way. I just picked the over for 2.5 rounds. I don't really have a feeling either way about this fight. This is kind of a meh fight for me.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of
Stay away from
Flash
it.
Gordon.
Well, hey, that's good because now we're getting into the main card, which the main card is, I think, one of the best cards this year.
The best card this year is going to be UFC whatever Charles versus Islam is.
That
Might be the best card
That will be
in
the best.
recent memory.
This one right now is the best so far.
Yep.
Honestly,
It's here for the main card.
That's it for the main card.
the main card I liked just because it's an Usman carries the hell out of this event, in my opinion.
I agree.
He does.
I mean,
He's
he
a
carries
beast.
everything.
He's pound for pound, though.
He's P for P
He's
king,
P for P King.
which makes me want to, like, I'll watch every single one of his fights.
Is he defending?
Automatic.
Defending, yeah.
Defending his
He's so he's 14-0 in UFC, but we're gonna get to that.
But Leon
Okay,
has
yeah.
interim belt, doesn't
We'll
he?
get there. We'll get there.
Does Leon have the interim belt or no?
no,
But we'll get there.
We'll get there.
we'll get there. So we're gonna start in the first fight in the main card. Former big time prospect Tyson Pedro hasn't fought, he fought. What's that bum's name? Look up the Tapology he fought. He fought some bum to get back, but he was
He TKO'd Ike Villanueva in his last
Ike
fight.
Villanueva, aka the human punching bag, got killed by
Does that
him.
mean he gets killed?
He every fight he just eats punches.
What
Eats him.
do they call the UFC dummy? Does he have a name?
Yeah, he does have a name, but I forget.
It's like Woody in Wakefield
Yeah.
Youth
Yeah.
Lacrosse.
Yeah,
Exactly.
shout out Woody.
Shout out Woody. Best goalie in the game.
Yes. So, anyways, that fight's minus 740 for Tyson Pedro versus Harry Hurricane Hunsucker.
Harry
Hurricane.
Hunsucker is a bot.
Harry
And-
Hunsucker.
He's a bot.
And Tyson Pedro actually is in camp with he's with Izzy's camp.
Yes, he is
He's
from
in
New
Izzy's
Zealand.
camp, and
Wait, who's in Izzy's camp?
Tyson Pedro.
Pedro.
Okay.
He's the first fight on the main card, and he is the favorite. And I do think he's going to win as well. I'm a big Izzy fan, and I think Izzy's doing great with his camp, and he's got a lot of great
How
fighters.
do you feel about Dan Hooker, though? In his camp.
Hey,
Stinks.
Don't
Stinks.
Stinks.
I'm a Dan Hooker fanboy.
I know you are. I'm a Dan Hooker hater. But anyways, so the total, this is what they think about the fight. He's minus 740 to win it. The total is 1.5 rounds. The under is minus 350. So
Ooh, my
Vegas
God.
thinks this fight is going to end violent and early.
violent. It's a light heavyweight, so
early.
and
It is light
to
heavyweight.
mention, Harry Hunsucker is coming down from heavyweight for this
Former
fight,
heavyweight.
which changes a lot of things. I mean, yeah, heavyweights hit heavier, but there's the timing and the speed in a weight class that's literally like 30, 40 plus pounds less than what you're fighting at.
60 pounds is the difference.
Yeah, it could be.
From 205 to 265.
It's crazy. So like that speed in all that weight change is so different. So it's hard to adjust.
Not trying to hate Randy, but I'm gonna fade you on basically anything that you pick.
Oh.
Well, you'd have to pay. He's
Roasted.
minus 740. He's a big guy.
Anything that Randy picks.
He's the black belt in
Let
jiu-jitsu.
me reiterate. Anything that Randy picks.
All right. Hey, well, Harry Hunsucker is going to get his chin sucked
In my
on.
notes, I
Pause.
said pretty one-sided fight here. Pedro gets a layup from the UFC.
Wow.
And my pick is Pedro to win by KO.
Yeah, Hunsucker's coming off a KO loss too.
Yes, he's lost to Justin Tafa and Tai Tuivasa to both knocked out both times.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be getting hit by Tattoo.
He's been cleaned out of the last two
No.
fights.
Cleaned up.
He's probably going to get cut from the UFC after this fight.
But so what do we think for the next one? The next one, it's heavyweight, and I love heavyweight
Yes.
fights.
This is a good heavyweight
Yeah,
fight.
two
Great heavyweight
two
fight.
ranked heavyweights going at it.
Two
Yup.
dogs.
So we got at 265, aka heavyweight,
Tybura.
Marcin, I think it is, Tybura, plus 370. He's 9-6 in the UFC. Alexander King Kong Romanov, minus 460.
Oof.
16-0
Undefeated.
overall, 5-0 in the
Undefeated
UFC.
Dog.
The total is 1.5 rounds. Over is 150, minus 155. Under is plus 125.
It's a good one.
I just know this is going to be a violent fight. I can't wait for this fight. I love heavyweights, and these guys, like you said, two ranked guys, two proven guys. But if I had to pick my lock, my PG for this entire card, I'm going Alexander Romanov because he's hot right now. He's undefeated.
Ding, 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 ding. That's the lock right there.
My PG, my lock right there for Alexander Romanov. He's hot right now. Momentum changes things so much for you when you're a fighter.
Right.
And
Brandy's going to hate me because...
your PG is Tybura?
No, it's not PG.
I was like, what?
Romanov is minus 460. Tybura is plus 370. But, so Romanov is a heavy favorite, as he should be, as he's a dominant ground fighter. And ground fighters are usually... They can control fights better than
He got good subs. He got
puncher's
good
chance.
subs.
Yeah, so he has 3 subs and 1 ground and pound victory in the UFC. So 4 fights all
Good
finished on the
jits guy.
ground.
Good jits guy.
But Tybura is no joke. This is, I think, Romanov's first real test in the heavyweight division.
Okay.
And with that being said, I'm not buying the minus 460 tag on that. I'm going to take the value at plus 370.
So is
I'm
that
not-
your
All
lock?
right.
No. I don't. So this is just a strict value play.
Strict
I
value.
got in the notes. I don't necessarily think he will win, but I can't pass on the plus 370 odds.
I hear it. I hear
I
it.
like that.
That's just my opinion, G.
And that's just my opinion.
We respect all opinions.
We
here.
respect all
all
opinions
Here in the
So
place.
next bout,
Next, we got the King of Rio himself,
the legend
the legend,
Jose Jr.
Jose Aldo.
plus 105.
Number 3 bantamweight in the world.
Underdog in this fight. Underdog.
He is underdog.
Career
He's
13-6 record in the
disrespect.
UFC.
He's getting old. He's getting old.
Underdog in this fight plus 105 against Merab the Machine Divicelli.
Yeah, I gotta come out and say like I love Jose. Yo, shout out King of Rio. My heart wants me to pick Jose for this fight. I want him so bad, but you know if I'm thinking with my head, I think he's gonna lose sadly.
If he's thinking with his wallet.
But
The wallet.
if I'm thinking with the wallet, yeah, if I'm thinking with the wallet, definitely Jose's losing. Sorry.
No problem. So, Divicelli started his UFC career 0-2, won 7 straight.
Dog.
I have here, so the total is 2.5 rounds. Over is minus 230. The under is plus 185. I have here very, very interesting fight, I think here. Fading legend, still a legend of the game, somewhat fading, against a
Washed.
riser and Merab.
Yep.
Ooh. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Merab, very good wrestler. Aldo does have 2 wins against Chad Mendez, who was a very good wrestler in his day. But those were back in the day. I think they're like 2015, 2014. So that's years ago. The 7th fight, he's got wins over Cody Stamann, John Dodson, Marlon Moraes, just to name the top guys. Pretty good wins. Marlon Moraes did beat Jose Aldo in a split decision, which I think Jose might have won, but did beat him. And for the pick, I wrote incredibly hard to pick here, but I'd have to lean Merab. But I do not think I'm going to bet this fight.
Merab's last UFC fight, he won via ground and pound over Morales. But his last bout was a grappling bout that he lost.
In Combat Sambo?
Yes.
That makes
Jose
sense.
got that jits.
Well, no. Merab, his last fight was
His last fight was he's 3-0
Was
in
it-
his last 3 MMA fights, and he had a grappling bout. I forget against who, but he lost.
I think it was in Combat Sambo. I was looking at that,
Took the L.
which is fine. Combat Sambo is different than MMA.
Yeah, just grappling.
Yeah. About 12, the co-main event.
Woo-woo.
Woo-woo. At 185, a.k.a. middleweight.
The return of Paulo Costa.
The return of the Eraser.
Paulo.
Minus 315 in this fight is Paulo, the Eraser Costa.
Give it up for
Paulo
Paulo.
is the
More of the return of Luke Rockhold.
More
I
of the
think
return. He hasn't fought since 2019.
Yeah, 3 years.
okay.
So he's minus 315. Costa is Luke Rockhold. Sorry, is plus 260. I say both fighters come into this on a skid. I think they both lost the last 2 fights.
Yeah, it's hard to pick.
They're both 1-2 in their last 3. Costa's was a decision loss to Vittori, and then
which he was a huge bitch about.
yes, he did.
He's a 185 fighter. He
yeah.
just
He's
wait.
crazy.
He fought at 205.
Yeah,
that
205
fight,
it was a light heavyweight catchweight. But Luke Rockhold got absolutely baptized in his last fight. Literally tucked into bed and go to sleep.
Rockhold has his last 3 losses are all very, 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 very bad knockout losses.
Yeah, he struggles to swing and bang. for
So I
sure.
got this.
Ouch.
What? Both fighters come into a skid. However, this has Luke Rockhold retirement party written all over it. I think he's going to get baptized and retire.
Randy,
Bold
you
words.
think Andy's coming this fight?
Somebody in this fight is getting their shit knocked out, and if I had to pick, Paulo is the better striker. Rockhold, better ground guy. So really, Rockhold's only way to beat Paulo is on the ground. But I think if I had to pick who's winning this fight, I think Paulo is swinging for his head off.
Swinging and banging.
Swinging and banging. That's my pick. That's my pick.
See, what do you think?
I think Paulo's going to baptize him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my pick is Costa by KO, and I'm also taking the total is under is 1.5 rounds, over is minus 135, under is plus 105. I'm taking Costa by KO and the under.
Yep.
I think it's going to end early and violent.
Early and violent. Let's go.
As
Early and often, early and often.
as Daddy Chill said, Andy will be coming.
Andy will be coming.
If you know, you know.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of Andy's coming and some dynamite for hands. Let's give it up for the main event. Big
give
main
it
event.
up.
I've been
Main
looking forward
event.
to. Been looking forward to this one for sure.
Main
Will Leon Rocky Edwards dethrone the Nigerian King, the Nigerian Nightmare?
This is
Kamaru Usman.
the second bout between the two. The first one was only 3 rounds.
Decision.
Usman did get the unanimous decision.
What was
Decision.
it? Like
And it was
2015?
yeah, it was
7
20
years ago?
It was
7 years
2015.
ago.
It was a while ago.
Completely different
Completely
fight.
different fighters,
Yes.
both of them completely different fighters.
But you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. So, Usman is minus 380 in the fight. He is an astonishing 14-0 in the UFC.
Yeah.
Leon Rocky Edwards plus 310, 11-2 in the UFC. His losses are to Usman, and let's check who the other is. Just click on his name and you find it. He was supposed to fight. Leon. I've been really looking forward to watching Leon fight. He hasn't fought in a minute, besides
Claudio
Nate
Silva.
Diaz.
Claudio Silva back in the day. Besides Nate Diaz, yeah. But I was really looking forward to that fight that he was
By
supposed
decision.
to have against
Split.
Hamzat. I think that would have been a sweet fight. I'm happy he got the title shot instead, though. The total's 4.5 rounds. Over is minus 155. The under is plus 125. One previous matchup in 2015. Not much else to say. This is going to be a sick fight. I mean, they're both extremely well-rounded. Usman, former wrestler in college, really dependent on his wrestling, on his come-up in the UFC. However, as of late, has some hands. Has some serious hands. He's knocked a few people the hell out.
Say good night.
But anyway, Leon Rocky Edwards, good striker. He's good. It's an all-around good fight. I can't wait for this
for
fight.
a reason.
Exactly.
He is Rocky for a reason.
My pick, I got here. While I love the value on Leon, I love the plus 310 because I think this is going to be a good fight.
I think I'm with Mark on this one.
But Usman is just too battle-tested. He's been in the deep waters. He's defended the belt.
Perfect way to put it.
He's been through it all, especially bringing it back to that Gilbert Burns fight where he gets knocked down in the first round bad. He gets knocked down bad. He gets up, recovers, ends up knocking him out in the next round. That's the type of thing you can't. You can't teach that.
Can't teach.
Usman has it, and that's why he's pound for pound king.
My thing about this Division 2, and Usman has been very vocal about it. The whole gatekeeper talk. He's very big on you got to beat the man Colby. Shout out Colby Covington to beat him.
Yes, Colby, very clear second best fighter in this division.
Second best.
Can't beat Usman though.
If Colby couldn't do it, I don't know. I mean, everyone's got a puncher's chance, but I don't know if Leon's going to be able to do it if Colby couldn't. If Colby had any pop,
He wins that first
he'd be
fight.
pound for pound goat.
He loses the second fight. He
is
wins that
Rocky,
first fight.
though.
The issue I see. So I think Kamaru Usman is a fantastic fighter, and I do love Kamaru, but I think I want to see him get dethroned. I want to see it. I want to see a new king, but I just don't think Leon's gonna be able to do it. I want him to so bad, but I don't think so. I think, like Merc said, Kamaru Usman is proven. And not that Leon isn't, but he's just less proven, he's less battle tested, like Merc said. And I don't know. I think Kamaru's just gonna, take him to the ground and just control him again, like last fight. Leon couldn't do anything against him on the ground, and I think that's just how it's gonna go. Unless he is now able to, stand toe to toe with Kamaru on the ground, I don't think he's gonna be winning.
Yeah, if he gets on the ground, it could get interesting.
If this fight goes the distance, who?
You probably will go the distance.
So sneaky value. I did see that Leon to win by decision is like plus 600.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
I like dipping my toe in that. I
I
like
like
dipping
that.
my
Big
toe
toe.
in that.
That's great value.
But with that being said, my pick is Usman, and I'm taking the under. I think he's gonna finish him.
Okay.
I think Usman wins, but I think it goes to decision as well.
I think he gets a pretty emphatic knockout.
If it does go to decision, Usman is very battle tested in 5-round fights. Even though the Nate Diaz decision win for Leon, they did 5 rounds for whatever reason.
And Nate got his ass.
Yeah, Nate got his ass, and he just stopped after. I don't know why. Shout out Queenie walking through.
Queenie.
Shout out fellow girl in the back.
No disrespect.
Day one.
Hey,
Hi,
is that
everyone.
first
Shout
appearance on
out. Shout
camera?
out.
No, not first appearance.
I
Potentially.
think I'll be posted on camera before this one is released.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Good to
Shout
know.
out the
Good
girl.
to know.
Yurt.
And I'm out of here.
Oh, wrist heavy. Wrist heavy.
Wrist heavy.
That's icy.
Yeah,
That's icy.
I got that ice on my wrist, ice on my neck, ice on my ears.
Wrist heavy.
But
Shout
yeah,
out-
guys.
shout out, little
So that's our picks on UFC. We're psyched to see it Saturday.
Can
let's see
I get a
some
sleeper
making.
pick? Sleeper.
Oh.
What's your sleeper fight?
Sleeper
I said
fight of
mine
the
is
night?
gonna be AJ Fletcher versus Lusa.
I think my super fight is gonna be Jose and Marab.
Jose could be a great one.
Jose, baby.
What are you looking for in a sleeper fight? Are you looking
So, for
are you
me, a
looking
sleeper
for hands? Are you
some-
looking for excitement? Are you looking for a knockout? What are you looking for?
Some
here?
violence.
I'm looking
We
for a
want some
violent fight,
violence.
not necessarily a finish.
Just bleed.
Yes.
Just
Shout out-
swing
shout
and
out
bang
Just Bleed.
violence.
It's a fight that's a
Scream
crowd
bang
crowd
violence.
pleaser.
Shout out Twist his dick.
Grab his dick and twist it.
So that's what my
But-
sleeper. But a sleeper and like, so I wouldn't say like, oh, Usman's gonna be the sleeper fight. It's like, oh, that's the man.
No, that's guaranteed violence.
Yes. So that's my sleeper.
But people think Jose's washed. You know,
I don't
so-
think people think he's washed.
he's
Just
People
fought for the
think
title like last year.
people think he's
I only hope Jose loses, so that next matchup, if he didn't retire, is Dom Cruz versus Aldo. We need it. We need to see it. We need to see that fight.
Makes
I don't
sense,
care
makes
if Aldo
sense.
wins. Just make the fight. We need to see that fight.
That fight makes sense. I'd see it.
Get that one going.
Give the Bice what they want.
Give the boys what they want.
I think I would agree with you, Merc, too. The AJ Fletcher fight's probably a little sleeper fight.
It's not really even a sleeper, as AJ Fletcher is like a pretty, not a huge prospect, but like he's a prospect.
I definitely was confusing him and Dober with that because the flying knee was the thing I was thinking of in the Contender Series, which
Yes.
made me think of him beating McKinney. I don't know why.
And even though I took the over in the Woodson Saldana fight, Woodson fights are entertaining. I'll just say that. That's all.
That's why you watch.
That's why.
You
That's
know?
why you watch. Just for
End of the day.
That's why you watch.
We got anything else? Any final remarks, fellas?
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to Paulo Costa baptizing Luke Rockhold. I love seeing people just.
Andy's home.
I'm just looking forward to be with my boys at our boys' house, getting right, getting sturdy, and we're gonna have a good time no matter what happens. So.
And Saturday,
Oh, yeah.
and Saturday, the boy ZBrain, your mama's favorite, is back in business. If you know, you know.
he's back
Sir.
in business.
Back in business.
Coach Kane, right there.
Coach Zachary
Well,
Kane.
We'll be filling in on my
Personal endeavors.
on my coaching career week by week.
Week by week.
We'll have a little Massachusetts high school review. That's just on Saugus football.
In Kane's Corner. Kane's Corner coming soon. All right, y'all.
Stay tuned, everyone. Stay
Hey,
tuned.
Thanks for having
Hey,
me.
shout out the Bice for hopping
Hey, yeah.
on the
Thanks
pod.
for having
Hey,
me,
we-
boys.
Can we
It
get
was
a
a
round of
pleasure.
applause for
Yeah.
our Evan?
All the boys. All the boys.
Easy man.
But can we get 2 round of applauses? One for Easy being a demon on
Yes,
on
sir.
the, on the
Yes,
look,
sir.
on the
There we go. There we
and then another round of applause for the first time appearance for our UFC and MLB connoisseur.
go. First of many.
Yes, sir.
By the way,
Matty Mocha.
Speaking of MLB.
Speaking of MLB, I forgot about this. Thanks for bringing that up. Sneak pick tomorrow. My pick for tomorrow is the under in the Dylan Cease versus Verlander game.
Let's
Under 7.
Ooh,
let's
under
let's
7.
Okay.
let's finish today's pod off with a quick Merc's minute with some MLB picks. So you got that pick. You got another one off the top of the dome.
Off the top of the dome, I do not. So it's gonna be Merck's
Mark's pick.
pick, and it's gonna be Dylan Cease in the White Sox.
I love it.
Is
I
that a
love
lock, Mark?
No, I would never give a lock. I just
fair
give,
enough.
I just
fair
give
enough.
good picks.
I'm giving lock
Good.
right now for UFC. Look back and watch it.
And if you stay
Facts.
to the end of the podcast, leave a
for
You a
watching.
real
comment.
one. We appreciate you. Let's keep getting these views high. Let's get Wakefield on the map.
Comment down below.
Bice on the map.
Comment
Let's
down
get the Bice
below.
on the map.
Comment down below. Usman or Leon. Who
Let
you
us
got?
know your fantasy top picks. Let us know your picks for UFC. Let us know what you guys want us to do. Let's go.
Yeah,
What topic you wanna
tell
cover?
us who we're sleeping on in fantasy. Tell us who we're sleeping on in UFC.
Talk shit in the comments. I'll talk shit back. I'll be right there with my boys.
Let's go.
Can't wait.
It's nice
All
getting
right.
right with the boys.
All right, boys.
All right, boys. That seems like a
Let's head
good
out.
pod. Let's. Hey, we're getting trouncy. We'll see you tomorrow. Be easy.
Just remember, you're always riding shotty with the Bice in the back.
Easy.
Let's go. That was nice. That was nice.
We were dead serious.